Let's talk about Mario Kart Lost Media. During the inception of the Nintendo 64 console, developers Argonaut Games, which was a studio known for their work on the SNES Star Fox game, pitched the Yoshi racing game to Nintendo. And the coolest thing about it was that this game was planned to be the first ever Nintendo game to be fully rendered in 3D graphics, predating even Super Mario 64. Unfortunately, any and all screenshots that were made for this pitch are completely lost media, as not a single piece of information about this game has surfaced online. The closest thing we have to any info is this very rough 3D model of Yoshi that was allegedly made for this game. And there's a rumor that many of the assets that were made for this potential build of this Yoshi racing game got recycled for the PS1 game Croc, and allegedly even Super Mario 64. What would this Yoshi Kart game have been like if he saw the light of day? We may never know. What we do in fact know is that Mario Kart 64 was the first ever 3D Mario Kart game, as it revolutionized the series for its Nintendo 64 debut in 1996. The game, originally titled Sonic R. My bad, y'all, it's Super Mario Kart R. I don't know how I got that confused. One of them is a literal Sonic game, so I don't know how. Anyways, the beta build of Mario Kart 64 was titled Super Mario Kart R, with a big amount of planned ideas being scrapped for the final build, among other slight differences. This beta build was unreleased, and is considered to be partially found, as we do have some footage of it, but not a complete showcase or prototype. Based on the footage we do have, the key differences between this build and the final was Kamek filling in for Donkey Kong as one of the 8 characters, as well as the Feather Leaf from Super Mario Kart making its return, which as we know, neither were in the game. And it took them until Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to bring them back, for both, so that's crazy. I still find it weird that Kamek wasn't introduced in Mario Kart until 8 and 4. I also remember hearing that he was cut from Mario Kart Wii. Kamek fans were seriously hurting, like we for real got baby Luigi before Kamek. What the smaller comparisons include the item box being different and the UI being plenty different as well. As I said before, this prototype of Mario Kart 64 has been partially found, but you never know, maybe someday we get the full thing. After all, there was a Giga leak back in 2020 with a lot of Nintendo 64 information, including Mario Kart 64 stuff. So out of the pieces of lost media in this video, this one for sure has the highest chance of it being fully found. The Virtual Boy is widely regarded as Nintendo's biggest failure, with a pathetic 770,000 total consoles being sold during its short lifespan. The Virtual Boy was quickly forgotten by Nintendo as it was removed from shelves shortly after its 1995 release. The system only ended up getting 22 officially released games for it, and that's obviously an incredibly small amount for a Nintendo console. So the main conclusion that can be drawn here is that a lot of the games that were originally planned for the Virtual Boy never ended up seeing the light of day. And thanks to this rather strange German magazine going by the name of the Big N, a list of allegedly cancelled Virtual Boy games was shown off in the year 2000. This roughly translates to the lost games, and out of the many games listed on this list, you can see one that sticks out like a sore thumb: VB Mario Kart, or Virtual Boy Mario Kart. Now that right there raises a lot of different questions. 1. Chat, is this real? And 2. If this is in fact a legit source, what would this Mario Kart game have looked like? Well, we already have the answer to the second one: absolute flaming garbage. But the legitimacy of the Big N is questionable. I do believe that a Mario Kart game for the Virtual Boy was planned at one point or another, but any remains of this game is lost media. However, the most elusive piece of Mario Kart Lost Media that I came across was this game called Mario Motors, a Mario Kart spin-off game from the mid-2000s, designed exclusively for the Nintendo DS that was internally cancelled by Nintendo for unknown reasons. Despite development being halted around 2005, the general public wouldn't even know about this game until 2018, when the main director of the game, Yu Saito, briefly discussed the game during a game development conference. The main focus of this game was to have players build and customize engines for vehicles out of metal parts, basically building your own Mario Kart. It is unknown what else you could do in the game. It sounds like a good minigame for a Mario Kart game, but does the concept alone warrant a full game? Probably not, and that's possibly the reason why the game got cancelled. But that's just a theory. A game theory. Snapping back to reality, it remains unclear why this game got cancelled or how much progress was made on it, which classifies Mario Motors as indefinite lost media. So yeah, those were some interesting cases of Mario Kart Lost Media. If you want to see more content like this, I recommend subscribing, liking the video, and commenting down below what you want to see next. Once again, everybody, thank you for 500 subscribers. Thank you everybody for your support. I will continue to make awesome videos for y'all. As always, thanks for watching, and always remember, if you ever feel useless, remember there are bus and taxi cars in the movie where everyone is a car. For real, how do they get inside?